welcome to You Can Learn Guitar. Click the links below. Marty's always got some awesome stuff for you. So today, what can we do? Let's just do like a typical basic chord progression. And let's, think of some ways to throw some curveballs in there and not make it sound so ordinary. Or, if you're a fan of ordinary, just different ways to spice it up a little bit. So let's check out this basic chord progression and see what we can do with it. Okay, so we're going to do an F sharp minor. So that's first finger, second fret from E to E. Then your third and fourth finger are going to be on the fourth fret, A and D strings. Then we're going to keep that basic shape, but we're going to move it down a set of strings and up to the 5th fret and the 7th fret. So now we got 5th fret A, 7th fret D, 7th fret G. Just those three, which is called a 5 chord, so it's a D5. And then we're going to go up to an A major chord. Again, bar E to E. And then your second finger is going to be on the 6th fret G. And then we got 7 and 7 on the A and D. And then we're going to go down to your typical E major chord. So, I got a little delay on there to fatten it up a little bit. So far we got... Right? Whatever. Okay, so one approach you could do if this was a song is you could come in real hot with like a distortion pedal. I got a little Wampler pentacle pedal here. All right, you come into the, verse part, and let's just take the same chords. So all I'm doing is I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And on the third hit, which would be, a snare usually, I do a little accent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So say you got another guitar player in the band. Well, oftentimes you don't want to play the exact same thing. Or if you do, you can play the same chords up higher. So you just got to find out where this F sharp minor would be. Next chord's D, so you're right to A, to E. Right, so that would fatten up the sound a lot. So two guitar players, it's always good to play in different registers on the fretboard, and that way you get a really big sound. So a lot of guitar players, when you hear, it might sound like just one guy when they're in the studio, they'll track in different spots of the neck, and it makes this just huge sound, right? So another thing we could do is we could just play the arpeggio version of it. So we can go, let's see, we could do, and then to... Right, so we can just layer something like this over the top. Those of you got GarageBand or whatever, you can do some layering. So all I'm doing is going 4th fret D, and then my first finger is covering the 2nd fret G and B. So I'm going D, G, B, G, and then D, B, G. And then to the next chord, same pattern. My A, still from the D, G, and B. And then do that same thing for the E. Then you can build it up back to your... End with a chord like that, and then kick back on your distortion. you can do while playing rhythm is the first hit or two, hit, the E, A, and D, and then on the accent hits or the punches, hit the higher strings, the G, B, and E. So you can have... Right? So you're getting that contrast between low and high. Now you can also do like the Hendrix kind of... So all I'm doing there is I'm going in a minor chord, especially from the E chord down. You can basically use what would be, since we're in F sharp here, the F sharp minor pentatonic scale. So, right? All I did is, so I hit 2 and 2 on the G and B, and then I hammered on to 4 while hitting the B string. That's 4 the G while hitting the B. And then pull off 4 to 2 on the D, and then go to the A, 4th fret, and then you got to just go up 1 fret. And you're right into that D, so you got... So it's almost like a nice little walk in there too. Now, what I do when I'm on the A string version of the chords, when they're major, is that basically pretend that your major pentatonic is right here. So if your, third finger is basically representing the first part of that major pentatonic. So oftentimes I'll just slide up. So if I'm in that D chord, I'm going to go sliding from A7 to A9, and then I'm going to hit 7 and 7. Now when I go up to this A major chord, I'm going to do the exact same thing I just did on the D chord, but up a set of strings. So now I'm going to slide on the low E from 7 to 9. Sorry if you hear the snare in the background. You can see the red sparkle set. It's that snare going tss. So anyways, we got, right? You can hear that nice little snare. Anyways, so you slide 7 to 9, hit 9 on the A, and then to E. Now that's just a basic E riff. All you're doing there is you're hammering on from open G, and then you're hammering on to the first fret of the G and then catching the high E. Or you can do the Hendrix thing. And then what you can do from there is, since you're already up here, that F sharp minor chord is right underneath your fingertips. Right? So you don't even have to change chords, you're just changing spots, and it gives you kind of a different feel. So you got... Right? And so on and so forth. So sometimes just changing the spot would make it sound like, oh, he switched to new chords, but no, you didn't. You stick with the same old good chords. So anyways, just experiment with stuff like that. Those of you who have GarageBand or Pro Tools or whatever recording program, a lot of you guys like myself will get the program and just have it in a box for like a year and a half before you even break it out. Break it out! And take a simple chord progression like that and try layering. Try that thing I was telling you about where you do the chords up here, down here, the arpeggiated versions, different dynamics, whether you're building. whatever. And just, you know, so many songs. Like, I learned some pop tunes this week, and I think that, like, that, you know, I don't know, 4 or 5 of them out of 6 had the exact same chords throughout the whole song. Not even one change. But they just played around with dynamics and, you know, different melody lines over the top of it. So, you know, it was just the same 4 chords in a row over and over and over again, yet they were able to make a really cool song out of it just by changing what they were doing with those 4 chords. So give that a shot. As always, thank you very much for me and Marty. All right, catch you next time.